How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about Nico Robin's disappearance in chapter 1052. It's a very interesting topic because Nico Robin, there was no worry about her disappearing. The Straw Hats didn't react to it. There was nothing being said. She just didn't show up in this chapter. Even in the bath scenes or the congratulatory scenes when they were happy Luffy and Zoro woke up, which is something that Robin would usually get involved in because we know she's on the same wavelength as Luffy with all the pineapple head jokes they make about Marco and all the dark humor stuff. You know, she's on that same wavelength. Her and Luffy are kind of buds in that sense. But we also know it can't be anything too serious because Brook would have told Luffy, fuck, I fucked up, man. You gotta forgive me, we gotta help Robin, we gotta save her ass. Right? And there was nothing like that, so we know she has to be okay, or at least perceived to be okay. And the obvious answer is she's reading the poneglyph that was found on Onigashima, or there's a poneglyph that behind the door of the Shogun Castle, which might turn out to be the road poneglyph. But the reason I do not think that she is doing that right now is because if it was the road poneglyph, then put very simply, it would be focused on her. Because this is the third, this is the third road This is the third road poneglyph that we will have discovered at this point, right? So it's going to be a big deal because this is the second to last road poneglyph before we can go to Laugh Tale, right? So it's a major deal, okay? It's big. It's very big. So if we don't see that, or we get a flashback to it when we find the fourth one to see what actually was said in it, it'd be a bit underwhelming for Wano, to be honest, and it would leave more credence to the whole Wano was rushed thing that I don't necessarily agree with, personally. But we have to think about it as a possibility. Oda's just trying to build up fake tension because we got an admiral coming, and we got CP0 saying, yeah, it's possible for me to go and kidnap Robin. But it also tells us that she isn't kidnapped at the moment, or at least not to a degree where they're confident she won't escape. I think the best way they could do it, right, is to have Ryukogyu come in, take Nico Robin. But the biggest problem with that is that although the world government control the Marines, these two operations seem separated. But then there's something that could be said here because we see that the snail is interrupted. The transponder snail is interrupted by someone when the CP0 are talking to the Gorosei. Now, this could mean a few things, right? This could be Ryukogyu hinting at Ryukogyu at the end of the chapter. Okay, that's entirely possible. Okay, because realistically, if he's a quote unquote bad guy, he'll want to do it himself because he's on the way there anyway, and it's like the world government can get away with it. That's fine, I'll do it for you. And then he tries to kidnap Robin. We get to see a full-on monster trio against an admiral fight, or even just Luffy and Zoro, something like that. Or as I was saying in the chapter review, we get Yamato and Zoro on the right and left, and we get Sanji in the middle. Sanji strikes, and the other two come in from the side and attack, and we get a full-on fight and display of Ryukogyu's abilities. That is entirely possible. But in my opinion, it's one of two things. It was Ryukogyu, but he was like, obviously he knows about their antics at Dressrosa and how Fujitora was kind of like, yeah, he probably talked about this Luffy guy. They also know about Sabo and his connection to Luffy, and whatever was happening to Sabo, the admirals definitely know the truth. There's no way that the world government could have hid it from the admirals. So it's something that's quite interesting because either way here, if Ryukogyu is good, he's doing this in order to quote unquote save Robin because he's like, I can judge these people for myself and see if I need to capture her. If I feel like the world government will do bad with her, I'll leave it be. If I feel like the Straw Hats are good people, I'll let them have her. But if I don't like the Straw Hats, I'll kidnap Nico Robin. And it's as simple as that. And we're building up fake tension to build it up as if she's already captured. It could simply be that. And that's entirely possible. And then we'll see a scene where Ryukogyu is basically sizing him up. We'll still get that fight I'm talking about. Maybe something different. Maybe he'll have a clash with Luffy. We might see an admiral confirmation of advanced conquerors, which would be mad. That would change the entire Admiral Yonko debate immediately, like on the fucking spot. Right? You'd see that stopped almost immediately, which would be interesting, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm excited to see it. I am. No matter how they handle it, I'm very excited to see what they do. Personally though, one thing I'm incredibly interested in is that that was a red herring. That it's someone else who interrupted the CP0 to basically say, I'll handle it, or like, oh, listen to me, I've got a plan, right? Now, obviously, the thing my mind jumped to straight away was Rob Lucci. You know, get her fighting against Rob Lucci, like a little bit, kind of fighting back, and then we get a Luffy Rob Lucci rematch to end off Wano before they leave. That'd be cool. That'd be a nice hint to one of the better arcs in One Piece. It'd be pretty cool. Now, who else could it be though? Because Rob Lucci, the last time we saw him, looked like he was in an office. Now that could easily be a ship office, so it could have been like a double red herring in that sense. And he's on his way to Wano at the minute with Kaku. That was it, Kaku, yeah. And then him and Kaku arrive at Wano, or maybe just him, and we see a little reuniting of Luffy and Rob Lucci, and they're like, and they do a little clash. You know, they have a bit of fight. He realizes he's a bit outmatched, or we get a nice thing where Zoro just takes care of it. He's like, man, you're too much for that. You are too important to lose now. Get back. I'm doing this. And Zoro fights him or something like that, or Zoro Sanji Yamato. I don't know. I'm big on this 3 of them fighting one marine gimmick. So I hope either way that goes. That's my like speculation or hope. It could be something else really cool. We know Oda's been executing on everything he does, so I have no worries about it here. But I am saying, very importantly, that I think it's either going to be Rob Lucci or Ryukogyu speaking on that. Now, hypothetically, if Robin is captured already by the CP0, why is no one panicking? I don't know, maybe they've got someone already on the case. I don't know. We didn't see anyone else not there, so that's definitely not true. But where could Robin be now? It would be very disappointing if she was just off panel and she wasn't actually doing something else. She could be with Law, actually. She could have totally been with Law and Kid, or even just with Law. Maybe she was in the corner. Maybe they were talking at the poneglyphs. Because we know Law saw the poneglyph in Onigashima. She didn't. So Law could have had a transcript and got her reading a transcript, and we just didn't see that. That is entirely possible. But I don't know how I'd feel about that, to be perfectly honest with you, because, you know, I feel like it would have been nice to see her. But then, oh, what are you going to do? Fake tension is cool. I like the ideas I've presented in this video, but I'm trying to think there could be another option. Now, it is interesting though, because maybe they were a bit worried beforehand, because they seemed a bit worried because they thought, oh, the borders are closed. Are we actually going to be able to capture her? So it could be a thing where this is really like the world government slightly doubt Luffy's abilities and Luffy's strength. You know, they think something could have happened. Kaido could have been wounded. Maybe the CP0 are like, well, you know, they had to fight against the entire worst generation first. The Scabbards came back. And so the Gorosei are slightly doubting Luffy's abilities. They're like, you know, we might be able to handle this. Possibly. It's worth the risk, man, because Nico Robin's an important asset. You know, we should risk it, right? We should risk it for an L biscuit. You know? And so they try that, but then this is when we see Luffy's true capabilities, because he's kind of gotten used to gear 5th. Maybe he doesn't use it. Maybe he just goes and like destroys whoever they send. Maybe it's some father. Maybe it is Rob Lucci. Maybe he just destroys Rob Lucci, or maybe he just goes 1v1 with Ryukogyu. Maybe we see Luffy's true abilities as a Yonko, and then as he's fighting these characters, we see his bounty reveal. So we get a big reaction from the crowd from that, and then we see the capabilities of one of the Emperors of the Sea in Luffy and why he's able to replace these two. And that'd be really cool to see as well. I don't know what you guys think. Personally, I'm really excited for what could happen with this with Robin, to be honest with you. I have no really out there ideas. There's nothing I'm kind of like, oh, what could this be? Like, there's nothing I'm kind of, it could be Blackbeard. Oh my god, actually. Wait, let's go back here, right? Because I remember there being talk about there being a Blackbeard spy on Wano. I don't know where the hint was from. I don't know if that's out the window. But what if Blackbeard gets a hold of her now and that's what kicks off the final saga? Because we got to put back Blackbeard into more perspective, right? Because this is the final saga that's starting up. The final saga of One Piece. And at least one of the major villains is guaranteed to be Blackbeard. So what if she's about to be captured by CP0 and Blackbeard swoops in, takes her from himself, or obviously a spy of Blackbeard, That would be fantastic. And not to mention the fact that in Act 2, Blackbeard was talking about, well, if the government aren't taking it, I'll take it myself. And it would show that he views Robin as more of an object to be used than an actual person, which could work if we have his viewpoints put out like that. That'd be really cool now that I'm actually thinking about it. And we'd have an actual conflict to lead Luffy into one of Blackbeard's territories. And then it's a complete sidetrack of what we were actually thinking. Would it be very interesting? Now, it could also be the thing where CP0 actually do get to Robin, and then Luffy just notices it immediately with observation, and fucking, wow, and grabs her straight away, takes out the CP0 agent, sends them straight into the seas of Wano, and then that's all of them dead. That would also be really cool, but that is, I don't know, that's my opinion on... That's my opinion on what might be happening with Nico Robin. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let me know if you guys think any of these are even possible. I don't know, you know me. Full of shit right now. But yeah, with that being said, if you want to hear more thoughts about One Piece from me, especially throughout the next few weeks when it's on break, make sure to like and subscribe. And with that being said, I'll see you all next time. Bye! Oh, that hurt.